1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast, raw, real, and unedited. You can find Catalyst at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And you can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeart, and Amazon. A Catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope that's what this podcast will do. Welcome to episode 17. All three listeners, welcome to episode 17. When we last spoke, and again, my name is Jason. How you doing, everybody? When we last spoke, we were talking about December 2019 and how things were just building on top of one another. The cancer returning more aggressive, dealing with the recent passing of my father, having a Christmas with no gifts, and how any of those things could have been a way for me to fall into a hole and give up and quit. I was really scared. I was really scared when it came to the discovery of the cancer coming back. It was something that I thought was going to happen and most likely manifested. So we leave 2019 and come to 2020. We know what an interesting year that was. January 2020, we were hearing the rumblings of COVID. And for me, January 2020 was a search for alternatives. We tried to talk to Miami and do some stem cell. We did not hear back from them. We were going to try another form of radiation and another form of chemo. I did some lung drains because, again, the fluid was still starting to build up. And when it came to the alternatives, as we were preparing myself to get ready for what other option is, we were doing radiation, which was a key piece. We did try some chemotherapy, but it didn't do anything, so we stopped it. During that time, there's a situation where we just decided to give up on the whole Miami thing because they weren't answering us back. So my oncologist talked to his mentor and looked for an option. And we stopped the chemo and I started doing this radiation, which seemed to be helping me feel a little bit better. Now, all this time I'm still working, and there was a situation that transpired with the owner of the company deciding to put something in place with somebody else to do a job that I was in the process of creating something for. And this woman just sends out an email saying these are the directives, which I didn't take too kindly. That turned into a situation where I came into work and confronted the owner, and he doesn't like confrontation. So because I spoke my mind, he was going to try and fire me. So here I am. Now I have this piece on me. And I remember when he called me in the office and he just had this smirk on his face. He goes, "Listen, this isn't going to work out. Your personality isn't fit here." I go, "No, you don't like confrontation. Number one. Number two, you cannot fire me. Protected. My cancer came back. You can't fire somebody with cancer. How bad would that look on you if you were really going to go through with that? Think about it." And he changed his mind around and went to the ops manager. "I like his determination." "No, you like not getting sued. That's what you liked." So that was absolutely crazy. And I just, I look back and I remember looking back on that time and thinking on some of the choices I've made with my work life and how absolutely awful they were. Because I felt I was always in a state of desperation. And when I finally found good places, it was amazing how I flourished. But, here I am in another situation that's creating more issues in my life and, another challenge. I look back on it now, and for me, it was just keep your head down, get up every morning, do your workout, focus on your health, eat right, and do what you have to do to get through the rest of the day. And some days it was really, really hard. And now looking back on it, it's like, it was just one thing on top of another thing, on top of another thing, on top of another thing. And I know there's a lot of people out there that, it feels like you, every time you try to come up for air, you're swallowing a mouthful of water. So trying to stay mentally positive was a challenge. And one thing that I was excited about was I'm an Aquarius, January 30th, and my 50th birthday was coming up. Now, with what transpired at Christmas, I thought, here's a chance for everyone to redeem themselves. Here's a chance for everybody to redeem themselves. I got a shirt from my boy. It was an odometer from 49 to 50. I don't know how he got it. He ordered it on Amazon. I don't know if he went onto my account or how he got it, but I was really touched. But I'm thinking, maybe some kind of surprise or something on the lines of that. So it's my birthday, and at work they had a nice little, thing for me. Really appreciative. And I come home and I go to the wife. I'm like, so what's happening? Like, what do you mean? I go, like, what's happening for my birthday? What are you doing? Some kind of surprise. Am I not supposed to ask? You're just going to tell me? She's like, why would I be doing anything for your birthday? Oh, again, kicked right in the nuts. Didn't learn the lesson from Christmas. And so here I am on my own 50th birthday, which, people, it's usually a big time for celebration. And for me, especially, yes, the cancer came back, but I'm making it to 50. And I had to go and call my favorite restaurant and schedule my own birthday party. I mean, saying it now, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's extremely sad because I know when she turns 50, it's going to be a gala. I just remember there was a couple of friends of mine who turned 50 during that time, and you're seeing all this stuff on Facebook and everything, and it hurts. Again, feeling abandoned, feeling alone, feeling unworthy. I'm going through this by myself. I've got to do it all by myself. And, it was great. It was a great meal at my favorite restaurant, which is no longer around. The owner, a good friend of ours, was fighting some demons and lost that battle. He's a great chef and a great person, and really, really sad to lose him because lost him and then I lost a nephew, both around the same time, which was very hard. And they both lost their demons, which is sad. But it was great, a great meal. He took care of me. Great wine, great food and appetizers, and put it together last minute, and he made me feel good, despite me having to plan my own 50th birthday party. But I mean, again, that her mindset was, we were living together, but we were roommates. And her mindset was, I don't have to do these things. She was hurt. I get it. But be a human being and be respectful. Again, her birthday, she got presents. She got her things for Christmas, for Mother's Day. And when it came to me, I didn't get any of that. It took me a while to get over it. And in the last episode, I talked about, tickets for our son's basketball game, and how she made an issue of it, and how she'd go through a laundry list. I paid for this, and I paid for this, and I paid for this, and I'm taking care of our son every single day because a place for you to live was more important than your own kid. So you can cry to your friends about how, you want your son. You got a 1-room apartment with no place for him to stay. So it is a little bit triggering because you only have one birthday. But then I look back and I say, yes, I missed that one, but I've had 3 more after it. And soon we'll have a 4th and many, many more. So at that time, of course, I wasn't thinking that way. But now I have the amazing opportunity to do so. Very, very grateful and thankful. In life, you're either looking at a storm, you're looking at a storm, you're in a storm, or coming out of a storm. And 2019 and soon to be 2020, I was in the storm. Now I can either go through it or go back. And we'll talk about which way I went. So to all 3 of you who are listening, thank you so very, very much. This is very therapeutic and I really appreciate it. The Catalyst Podcast, raw, real, and unedited. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeart, and Amazon. Catalyst has a power to create change. We hope that's what this podcast will do. We'll see you on episode 18. Go be great.